Child, love has always been the sweetest fruit and also the sharpest thorn. I've seen many young hearts fall for people who didn't deserve the love they were given, especially women. So often they give their soul, their kindness, their tenderness to men who cannot hold it with care. And later they ask themselves, why me? Why do I always end up with the wrong one? Now, let me tell you something. You are not alone. This is an ancient pattern, older than the roads we walk. Even the philosophers of old wrestle with the question of love and why the heart chases shadows instead of light. Love is not always born out of wisdom. More often, it's born out of longing. A young woman may crave attention, tenderness, or validation. When a man appears with a spark of charm, her heart believes it is love, though sometimes it is only an illusion. Psychologists call this trauma bonding. When a person confuses intensity for intimacy, a man who is inconsistent, one moment loving, the next distant, creates a dangerous addiction. The woman begins to crave the highs and endure the lows, believing that suffering is proof of love. I once knew a young lady who told me, "Grandpa, he makes me cry, but he also makes me feel alive." That's the trick of it. The wrong man often brings excitement, drama, and chaos. It feels passionate, but passion without peace is not love. It is fire without warmth. It burns, but never nurtures. Søren Kierkegaard once said, "The greatest hazard of all, losing oneself, can occur very quietly in the world, as if it were nothing at all." When a woman loves the wrong man, she often loses herself, not suddenly, but little by little. She adjusts her life around his moods, his demands, his storms. She sacrifices her dreams to keep him near, and in the process, she forgets who she is. Simone de Beauvoir also wrote in The Second Sex that many women are taught to seek completion in a man instead of seeing themselves as whole. This hunger for validation makes them vulnerable to those who offer sweet words without true care. And Erich Fromm, in The Art of Loving, explained that immature love says, "I love you because I need you." Mature love says, "I need you because I love you." The wrong men thrive on the first kind, taking love not as a gift, but as fuel for their ego. I've watched this cycle repeat across generations. A woman falls for the boy who excites her, not the one who respects her. She mistakes unpredictability for passion, arrogance for confidence, and possessiveness for care. But child, love should not feel like walking on broken glass. True love is not supposed to drain you. It is supposed to ground you. Now, child, let me tell you something that runs deeper than just chance. Women don't just accidentally fall for the wrong man. It often comes from wounds carried within. Some of these wounds begin in childhood. A daughter who grows up without her father's steady love may unconsciously seek it in men who resemble that absence. If her father was cold, distant, or critical, she may be drawn ironically to men with the same traits, hoping to rewrite the story. But instead of healing, she reopens the wound. Psychologists call this repetition compulsion, the tendency to repeat familiar pain, believing this time it will end differently. Sadly, most times, it does not. Other times, society itself feeds these illusions. Stories, movies, and even the songs glorify the bad boy, the rebel, the untamed spirit, the one who changes for love. But in real life, people rarely change unless they truly want to. A woman who tries to rescue a man from himself often ends up losing herself instead. I once met a young woman at the park. She sat on the bench, tears hidden behind her smile. She told me she had fallen for a man who, in her words, lit up every room. He was exciting, unpredictable, and passionate. "But, Grandpa," she whispered, "sometimes he disappears for days. Sometimes he says things that cut me, but later he brings me roses and apologizes, and I forgive him. Do you see, child? The wrong man wears charm like a mask, but charm without consistency is not love. It's performance, and performance fades. She told me she stayed because of the good moments, the laughter, the tenderness, and I told her something I hope you never forget. A relationship cannot be measured only by its best moments. You must measure it by how it feels most of the time. If most of the time you are anxious, doubtful, or hurt, then it is not love. It is attachment to hope. Plato, in his Symposium, spoke of love as a longing for wholeness. He imagined humans as beings once split apart, forever searching for their missing half. Many women believe the wrong man is that half, even when he treats them poorly. Why? Because the heart is not logical. It craves completion, even in the wrong places. But let me share a deeper truth. No person can complete you. You are not half. You are whole. The right partner is not your missing piece, but your reflection, your companion, your witness in life's journey. Falling for the wrong man is one thing, but staying, that is where the real struggle lies. Fear of loneliness. Some believe being with someone, even the wrong one, is better than being alone. But loneliness with yourself is gentler than loneliness beside the wrong person. Hope of change. Many women stay believing they can fix or heal a man. But love cannot be medicine if the patient refuses to take it. Societal pressure. Families, friends, even social media push the idea that being in a relationship is an achievement. So some women cling to toxic love to avoid being judged. But child, remember this. Staying in a broken relationship out of fear is like drinking poison slowly, hoping it will taste like wine tomorrow. Now comes the most important part. How do you break this cycle? How does a woman stop giving her heart to the wrong men? 1. Know your worth. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself?" A woman who knows her worth does not beg for crumbs. She waits for the feast of real love. 2. Heal the wounds. Before seeking love, one must tend to the old scars. Therapy, journaling, reflection. These are ways to see patterns and heal them. A wounded heart often seeks wounded love. 3. Redefine love. Love is not chaos. It is not sleepless nights wondering where he is. It is not apologizing for being yourself. Real love feels safe. It allows you to breathe. Practice self-love. The Buddha once said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." When a woman loves herself deeply, she does not settle for those who treat her poorly. 5. Choose with wisdom, not just passion. Passion ignites quickly, but wisdom sustains. When meeting someone new, ask yourself, does he respect me? Does he bring peace, not just excitement? Do I like who I am when I am with him? Let me tell you one last story, my dear. There was a woman in my village long ago. She married a man who was loud, proud, and reckless. Everyone warned her, but she said, "He makes me feel alive." For years, she lived in the storm of his moods. She cried often, smiled rarely. One day, when she was older, she came to me and said, "Grandpa, I thought love was supposed to hurt. But now I see it is supposed to heal." Her words stayed with me. Love is not supposed to drain you. It is supposed to water you like rain to a thirsty tree. So, child, if you ever find yourself drawn to someone who brings you more pain than peace, remember, you are not cursed. You are simply human. The heart learns slowly, but once it learns, it will no longer chase shadows. Fall in love with someone who does not make you question your worth. Fall in love with someone who stands beside you, not above you, not behind you. Fall in love with someone who sees you not as a puzzle to be solved, but as a masterpiece to be cherished. And most of all, fall in love with yourself first. For when you do, you will never again settle for the wrong man.